Hey everyone, I hope you're doing really well. My name is Megan if you're new, and I'm a social media manager and coach. And today we're going to be talking about the 8 steps that you need to start your personal brand. I know it can be really overwhelming and there's a lot of information out there, so I'm hoping to jam-pack this video with as much information as possible. So grab a pen and let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing you need to know in order to start your personal brand is what problem do you solve for people? And so this can take so many different forms, whether you're an influencer, whether you're starting a brand or a business or a service-based brand like coaching. You really just have to have an idea of what you're really passionate about and that you want to talk and share and teach people about, and B, what problem are you solving? Even in terms of being an influencer, if you're really amazing at makeup, clothing, all of those different types of things, you are still offering a solution. And that's something to keep in mind too. I think we all feel like we need to reach this certain level of perfection and this certain level of knowledge before we have the right to share it with other people. But you're out there to help the people that are in alignment with where you're at and what you have to offer. So just never underestimate your power to help other people and your power to give value to your community. So the next part of building your personal brand is knowing who you serve and who you're going to be able to help. And I know this can also be a little bit difficult, but what I found really helpful is looking at more the type of personality over the age demographic and where they live and that kind of thing. So maybe that'll be helpful for you as a place to start. So are the people that you're looking to have in your audience people who are super natural and maybe they're into organic food or they're really into spirituality? All of the content that you create from this point forward is going to be based on those ideas in mind. We're not going to be able to please everybody. Not everybody is going to like you, and you can't be everything to everyone, which is difficult to get over when you're first getting started. So just keep that in mind and know that the more clear that you are, the easier it's going to be to actually connect with the people that you want to connect with. Next, you're going to choose your content pillars, and these are going to be the main topics that you talk about and that all of your content kind of circles back to. So for me, it's mindset, it's habits, it's social media, and like business related. So I might talk about fitness or the importance of fitness, but I'm not going to be telling you the ins and outs of my workouts and what muscles it works and why it's good for you. I'm going to be talking about how the habit of working out really fuels me in my business. So I don't want you to get stuck in terms of thinking that you can only talk about certain things, but you just always want to be thinking about how they connect back to your business. These pillars are going to be what people can expect to see from you time and time again. This also helps teach Instagram and your different platforms that you're using, what category you're in and who they should be serving your content to. This will also be a big part of choosing hashtags and doing your hashtag research so that you are attracting the audience to your community that is going to connect with these 3 pillars. The next step is to choose your platforms, and there might be a couple of different ways that you go about deciding where you want to be. First of all, do you like being on camera? Do you prefer to talk? Maybe a podcast is better than video if that's something that you're more comfortable with. It's really great to pick a long form content that's more searchable. So if you think of a blog, if you think of YouTube, things where people can Google certain topics and have your name come up, and then a more short form type of content. So that's where like Instagram comes in, or TikTok, where you're giving short little bursts of information. Once you've chosen the particular platform that you want to be on, then I think it's really important to try and figure out what you want your posting schedule to be. And so this might vary a little bit from platform to platform, but trying to figure out how much time you have and what you can be consistent at. Consistency is the most important thing once you get up and rolling. So maybe 5 times a week on all of these different platforms isn't going to be maintainable for you. Now that you know what platforms you'd like to share on, it's time to start creating a database of content. And keeping in mind that every single piece of content you put out, you want to have some sort of purpose to. So you should be able to decipher whether this piece of content is for education, whether it's entertainment, whether it's inspirational. There's always going to be a visual element to the content that you're putting out. And so it's really important that it is visually appealing. We can easily get lost in perfection and thinking that everything needs to be like this next level, but it should be as quality as you can possibly make it. I did create a video all about creating a really consistent visual brand, so I'll leave that up on the screen somewhere and down in the description box, and that comes along with a free workbook too. So that'll help you figure out the different brand colors you want to use and the different fonts and things that will just really help everything look really consistent and professional in terms of your visual brand. Now that you have all of your content ready to go, it's time to start sharing that with the world and doing it in a meaningful way. And so that means, aside from having really value-driven content, it means that you are showing up regularly and that you're really making an effort to connect and engage with your community. You're going through your hashtags and you're trying to make real connections with people, start real conversations with people. That's going to be a huge part of really growing your online brand. Number 7 is to show up and keep doing that over and over again. And this is also where you can start to look at incorporating in some things like systems and different ways that you can draw people from your Instagram to your blog or your podcast or your YouTube channel, your website. That's where things like opt-ins can really come into play. I won't go into that now because I think the most important thing is to really learn what you want to talk about, start creating content and start building your community and really getting that true feedback in terms of the problem that you have to solve and how you're here to serve. Number 8, and the final step, is to always be learning and reviewing, tracking your analytics, tracking what people are saying, what they enjoy, tweaking and getting better. And the only way to get better is to consistently show up. The only way to grow is to consistently show up. And so if there's one thing that I can say is like, you're probably going to want to quit, but don't quit. You have to keep going. And the only way to get better is to take action. I am very guilty of getting stuck in my head and playing things over and over and over again. But the most information that you gain and the fastest way to get better is by doing. I hope you found this video helpful and that it gave you a bit of a guide to get started on your personal brand. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's at Megan Krepikevich, and I love to share lots of information about mindset and habit tips and really just stepping into that ultimate version of yourself that goes for your goals and creates the life that you always imagined, because you deserve it. So get out there and get creating. And until next week, I will talk to you also soon. Bye, guys. The most magical place. I found it really helpful to not, oh my God. It's gonna be a long video.